Hey up everyone, so today is the day that they announced the long list for the BAFTAs, so I thought I'd do a quick reactions and discussion video for you. I'm not going to be predicting who I think is going to get into each category, you know, the top 6 for like acting and the technical categories. There's another video which is coming. I'll do that like after the Golden Globe winners and the Critics' Choice winners. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But yeah, today I'm just going to be looking at who are in the long list and what it could indicate for the Oscars, and also look at like what surprised here, what pleases me to see in the long list, or who might be snubbed and missing. Also going to be looking at the tallies for certain films, like which films got the most nominations, because last year with All Quiet on the Western Front, that kind of proved that, oh, if it's got a lot of nominations, then they clearly do like it, and like, that can mean good things for it, because yeah, All Quiet on the Western Front had the most like long list mentions, and then it went on to get nominated in 14 categories, and then ended up winning 7 BAFTAs, including Best Film, Best International Film, Best Director as well. So it did very well. So if your film's got a lot of nominations, it clearly indicates that the BAFTAs like your film, and you might have a better chance of actually going on to win things, and that can help shape the race further down the line as well. Obviously, the BAFTAs aren't always 100% reliable correlating to the Oscars. Like, even though All Quiet on the Western Front went on to win 4 Oscars, none of the acting winners of the BAFTAs matched up with the Oscars. They followed way of the SAG Awards, which is exactly how the running order of award season is this year. So it's going Golden Globes, Critics' Choice, then BAFTAs, then the SAG Awards, and then the Oscars, which means, again, this year, the SAGs are really going to come into play with who is going to win with the Oscars. So yes, the SAG Awards are going to be very instrumental in a lot of people picking their picks for the acting winners next year. So yeah, we'll see how that unfolds. But what am I expecting from the BAFTA long lists? I'm actually expecting there to be a lot of love for Andrew Haig's All of Us Strangers, and that's because the film did very well at the British Independent Film Awards. It won 7 awards there, and I'm expecting there to be some overlap with BAFTA. Like, I am expecting there to be mentions of all 4 of the main actors from that movie, so Andrew Scott, Paul Mescal, Claire Foy, and Jamie Bell. I'm expecting all 4 of those to make the long lists. Whether they can get nominated is another question, but yeah, I'm expecting there to be some love for Andrew Haig, definitely in the long list for director and screenplay, adapted screenplay. But yeah, I'm expecting the film to do pretty well. In terms of who I think is going to get the most nominations, I feel pretty good it's going to be like either Poor Things, because it's a British film and there's a lot to celebrate in that film. There's going to be a fair few acting mentions there for like Emma Stone, Mark Ruffalo, and Willem Dafoe. I'm also kind of sort of expecting Catherine Hunter to get a mention in supporting actress. I think she could make the long list, because she did get shortlisted for the long list a few years ago for Tragedy Macbeth, so I'm thinking she can do the same with Poor Things as well. It's a very beloved film. Even though Oppenheimer isn't technically a British film, even though it is made by British filmmaker Christopher Nolan, I am expecting it to do very well here. Like, it is just, you know, it's beloved, this film, and it's going to get a load of tech noms, but I'm also expecting some acting noms for Cillian and Emily Blunt. I'm expecting them to get into the shortlist. Who knows, maybe we might see someone else. Maybe Florence Pugh might get listed. We'll see. Oh, Barbie is an interesting one, because Barbie has the most Golden Globe noms, and we're kind of wondering, is it gonna translate at the BAFTAs? Like, is it gonna be just as popular at the BAFTAs? I'm not as sure about BAFTA loving Barbie as much as the Golden Globes. Globes makes more sense to me, loving, you know, the fun, summery Barbie movie. I don't know, the BAFTAs take Barbie seriously? I hope so. I mean, it deserves it. It deserves all the nominations. I'm sure Killers of the Flower Moon's gonna do all right as well. Yeah, definitely Oscar acting noms around for the cast. Well, listed anyways. And yeah, it's going to get into like, you know, best film and a lot of tech departments as well, and below the line categories. So yeah, those are the ones I'm expecting to do well. Oppenheimer, Kills the Flower Moon, Barbie to an extent, maybe not as much as the Golden Globes, maybe, and also All of Us Strangers British film and all that. I'm expecting it to do well. Obviously not as well as like Oppenheimer or Kills the Flower Moon, but you know, it's still going to do well, I think, in the long list. Saltburn might do better than we anticipate as well, because that, again, that is a British film. It opened the BFI Film Festival this year. Barry Keoghan and Richard E. Grant and Rosamund Pike, so maybe they'll be long-listed as well. Might get a screenplay nom, could get into best film as well, we shall see. And Emma O'Fonnell will probably be in the long list for directing as well. So yeah, that might be better than some people are anticipating. Also, my wish pick outcome I'm hoping to see here is Milo Mercado-Garner getting into Best Supporting Actor long list for Anatomy of a Fall. He's been horrendously overlooked this award season, and I'm hoping the BAFTAs might champion him, because I know there is a lot of love for Anatomy of a Fall, and BAFTA have shown in recent history that they do often nominate, not just shortlist, but they do nominate like younger performances. Like Woody Norman got in for Come On, Come On a few years ago. Alan S. Kim got in for Minari as well. So who knows? Maybe Milo Mercado-Garner could get into the long list, and maybe there's a little ray of hope that he could squeeze in to the eventual 6. But we'll see. That's my wishful thinking pick, but we shall see if he gets in. Okay, then let's jump in and see who's made the long list for BAFTA. BAFTA Long List 2024. All right. Let's go on The Hollywood Reporter. Oh, here we go. The headline reads, Barbie, Oppenheimer, Killers of the Flower Moon, lead long list. So yeah, I was right. Ooh, but Barbie has done well. Let's see how many she got. All right, so first up is Best Film. So in Best Film, we have All of Us Strangers, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. I am very happy with that lineup. That is incredible. That is lovely, because All of Us Strangers isn't there. No surprise, right? It is a British film. It's going to be a little bit of bias, I think, but it's nice to see it celebrated here. I know with the BAFTAs, they only select 5 films for Best Film, but this long list of 10 is the 10 that I want to see like nominated for Best Picture at the Oscars. I don't think it's going to be exactly that. I feel like the most vulnerable one is All of Us Strangers. That feels like a BAFTA thing. But this would be my ideal lineup, because All of Us Strangers, spoiler alert, was my #1 favorite film of 2023. So if you want to watch that review or that video, it's up there. Is there anybody missing from there? I guess American Fiction didn't make it in, or The Color Purple, The Iron Claw, or May December, but I still think that's a very good eclectic mix of films. And yeah, the ones that I'm pretty happy with. Okay, so next up we have Outstanding British Film. I believe all BAFTA film members get to vote for this. So they get to vote up to like 10, I think, and the top 5 films automatically get nominated. And then a jury selects the other 5 to make up a selection of 10. So the 15 we have are All of Us Strangers, Chicken Run Dawn of the Nugget, The Deepest Breath, The Great Escaper, How to Have Sex, Napoleon, The Old Oak. Oh, I forgot about The Old Oak. Yes, glad to see it in here though, yeah. One Life, Poor Things, Rye Lane, Saltburn, Scrapper, Tetris, Wonka, and The Zone of Interest. Yeah, that's a good lineup. What's missing? Oh, they didn't nominate Polite Society, which I'm surprised about. Yeah, that did well at the British Independent Film Awards, but yeah, it's missing from here. I had pretty much all of that. The only one I didn't have was The Deepest Breath. I had Polite Society. Oh no, I didn't have The Old Oak either. Ken Loach. I mean, who didn't love a bit of Ken Loach? And British as well, so yeah, it makes sense. But overall, I'm pretty happy with that. With the BAFTAs, they usually go with a bigger Oscar contender movie here, so odds are it's probably going to be either Poor Things, maybe The Zone of Interest, or potentially it could be All of Us Strangers. But yeah, those are the 3 I feel have a good shot of actually going on to win this award. That's if they get nominated. Outstanding debut by a British writer, director, or producer. So 10 films will advance in the outstanding debut category, and a jury determines the long list, nominations, and overall winner in this category. And in this, we've got Blue Bag Life, Bobby Wine, The People's President, Earth Mama, The End We Start From, How to Have Sex, If the Streets Were on Fire, Is There Anybody Out There? Polite Society did get it in here, but not into Best British Film. Rye Lane and Scrapper. Yeah, I feel like this is probably going to be, competition between Rye Lane How to Have Sex by Molly Manning Walker, and maybe I wanted to say Polite Society, but now that's missing from saying British film. Maybe it doesn't have as good of a chance, but we'll see. Okay, so film not in the English language. In our 10, we've got 20 Days in Mariupol, Anatomy of a Fall, The Boy and the Heron, The Eight Mountains, Fallen Leaves, Past Lives, Society of Snow, The Taste of Things, The Teacher's Lounge, and The Zone of Interest. Oh, there's no nomination for Perfect Days, which is disappointing. Keeps missing Perfect Days. Didn't get in at the Golden Globes. It's not in the BAFTA Longlist either, which is making me sad because that was one of my favorites of the year, and I did think it was going to get in. So that's a shame. Past Lives is here. I guess with Past Lives and Anatomy of a Fall, there's a lot of it that's in English as well, but yeah, it still qualifies anyways. This will probably come down to either Anatomy of a Fall or The Zone of Interest. I wouldn't even rule out the Past Lives either. They're all the most popular. So yeah, those are the ones that I can probably see getting nominated, and maybe one of those three will end up winning it. And I still need to watch The Teacher's Lounge, but I've got a screening coming up in a few weeks. Alright, so documentary feature. 10 films were advanced in the documentary category. All BAFTA film voting members were invited to join in and opt in and chat to determine the long list, of which the top 2 are like automatically nominated, and the jury selects the remaining 3. So it's gonna be 5, but 2 out of these 10 have already gone through, if that makes sense, and the jury will determine the last 3. So in documentary feature, in the long list, we've got 20 Days of Mariupol, American Symphony, Beyond Utopia, The Deepest Breath, High and Low, John Galliano, Little Richard, I'm Everything, Mad About the Boy, The No Coward Story, The Pigeon Tunnel, still a Michael J. Fox movie, and Wham! Oh, where is Four Daughters? What? Four Daughters didn't make the long list. That's crazy. Like, I thought that was guaranteed to get in here, and it's not there. Okay, wow, shocker. I still think it can get in at the Academy Awards, but yeah, the fact that it's not in documentary is a little bit shocking. That's the only major snub I can see here. I'm glad Beyond Utopia is here, American Symphony. I'm also happy to see still a Michael J. Fox movie in here. I didn't think BAFTA would go for that, but hey, good to see it. Okay, animated films. So 8 films were advanced in the animated category. So yeah, out of this 8, we're gonna get 4. So we've got The Boy and the Heron, Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget, no surprise, British film, Elemental, Nimona, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, the Super Mario Brothers movie, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, and Wish. Oh, so no Suzume. And yeah, it didn't get in over Wish and the Super Mario Brothers movie. Don't know why I said Wish. I haven't seen Wish. I don't know why I'm disparaging it. It's just that collective like thing where I know a lot of people don't like it, and it's gone into my head. But I haven't even seen Wish. I don't know why I'm being so prejudiced. But yeah, all the big contenders are here. So Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, Elemental, The Boy and the Heron. And I think probably in this list, Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget will be the ones that get in as the 4, but we'll see. Even though I think Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles is better than Chicken Run, Dawn of the Nugget, but because it's British and it's Aardman, I think they'll probably go for that. All right, so next up we have Best Director. Sorry, my cat is doing his business and he's making a lot of noise, so it's a little distracting. God, is he digging to China? Alright, so Best Director. The top 2 who get the most votes will be automatically going through regardless of whether they're male, female, non-binary. Then a long list in jury selects the final places from the next 8 placed male, female, and non-binary directors. And then a nominating jury selects 4 directors from that long list to make up a nominee list of 6 directors. So it will be like half male, half female, or non-binary. So in our 16 for director, we've got Anatomy of a Fall, All of Us Strangers, American Fiction, Barbie, The Holdovers, How to Have Sex, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Past Lives, Poor Things, Priscilla, Rye Lane, Saltburn, Scrapper, and The Zone of Interest. Oh, that's a good lineup, but who are we missing from the long? Oh, we don't have May December's not here, so no love for Todd Haynes. There's no mention of The Iron Claw or The Color Purple. But looking at this long list, it really does highlight how great of a year it was for female-directed movies. Like you've got Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, How to Have Sex, Past Lives, Priscilla, Saltburn, and Rye Lane. It was a very good year for female-directed movies. And many of those aren't like, you know, tiny films that barely anybody's heard of. Like, these are movies that people have, you know, been to see. But yeah, out of all of those, the 3 females I feel like I have the best chance of be Greta Gerwig for Barbie, Justine Triet for Anatomy of a Fall, and probably Celine Song for Past Lives, but maybe Sofia Coppola could surprise with Priscilla here, but yeah, I feel like Past Lives just has a lot more passion behind it than Priscilla. As for male directors, The Zone of Interest, Jonathan Glazer feels quite likely. He is British. Maybe Andrew Haigh for All of the Strangers, but you know, we are obviously Christopher Nolan's the big name here, and he's definitely getting in here. I'd love to see Yorgos get in here, or Kills the Flower, Martin Scorsese. It feels like one of those is probably bound to miss here, but we'll see. Who are you guys predicting will get into Best Director? Let me know in the comment section below. Alright, original screenplay. So we have 10 films of advanced original screenplay. Members of the writers chapter vote to determine the long list and the nominations. So in this category we've got Air, Anatomy of a Fall. Barbie is still an original screenplay, even though it's been moved to adapted screenplay at the Academy. So yes, they still deemed it eligible for original at BAFTA. The Holdovers, How to Have Sex, Maestro, May December, Past Lives, Rye Lane, and Saltburn. Yeah, that's a good list. Are we missing anybody? No, we've got all the heavy hitters: Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, The Holdovers, May December, Past Lives. Yeah, these are all ones I'm very confident will have a good chance at the Oscars. Yeah, so I'm pretty chuffed with that, but we'll see who gets in. Adapted screenplays, it's the same as original, list of 10, and we're gonna narrow it down. So, All of the Strangers, absolutely. American Fiction, Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret, yes, love that. Dumb Money, God, okay. there's room for everybody. The Killer, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Wonka, okay, and The Zone of Interest. That was me shading Wonka, I love Wonka. I'm just, yeah, interesting to see films like Wonka and Dumb Money get in here. Just like, was the field that thin really that they had to put those in here? But yeah, again, all the big players are here. So we've got All the Strangers, American Fiction, Killers of the Flower Moon, Oppenheimer, and Poor Things, and The Zone of Interest. Yeah, they've all got a strong chance. I'd love to see Are You There, God, It's Me, Margaret get in here. But yeah, I am living in a dream world. But you never know. You never know. Okay, so leading actress. 10 performances advance here, and members of the acting chapter vote to determine the long list, of which the top 3 are automatically nominated in the final 6. It used to be 2, but now they've upped it to 3. And then a nominating jury then selects 3 performances from that long list to make up the 6 that we get on BAFTA nominations morning. Okay, so who do we have in the long list for 10? So we've got Annette Bening for Nyad, Carey Mulligan for Maestro, Emma Stone for Poor Things, Fantasia Barrino for The Colour Purple, Greta Lee for Past Lives, Lily Gladstone for Kills the Flower Moon, Margot Robbie for Barbie, Mia McKenna-Bruce for How to Have Sex, love it, Sandra Hüller for Anatomy of a Fall, and Vivian Oprah for Rye Lane. That is not a bad list. Who are we missing? I feel like we're definitely missing somebody. All the major players are here. Mulligan, Stone, Barrino, Lee, Gladstone, Robbie, and Hüller. I guess Bening to a degree as well. But we're missing Kaylee Spaney for Priscilla. Yes, she didn't get in here. I've not ever really been on the Kaylee Spaney hype train, and I know some people really love that performance. But yeah, the fact that it's not in the BAFTA long list does, you know, cause questionable doubt that she could get into the Academy Awards, but we'll see. Also, you know who's missing here? Natalie Portman for May December, which is a shame, but not a total surprise. It's nice to see Mia McKenna-Bruce get in here for How to Have Sex, and she ended up winning at BIFA. And also Vivian Oprah for Rye Lane. That's a nice addition as well. I would not have predicted that, but it's good to see it. So when it comes to my Best Actress predictions, who's going to get into the 6, that's going to be a tough one because there's so many great performances here, and I'm honestly not sure which way they're going to go. Like I can make an argument for every single person here. Okay, so let's move on to lead actor. In lead actor, we've got Andrew Scott for All of the Strangers, Barry Keoghan for Saltburn, Bradley Cooper for Maestro, Cillian Murphy for Oppenheimer, of course, Coleman Domingo for Rustin, lovely, George Mackay for Femme, okay, interesting, Jeffrey Wright for American Fiction, Leonardo DiCaprio for Kills of the Flower Moon, Paul Giamatti for The Holdovers, and TOU for Past Lives. Okay, that is like the first major, I'm so happy they did that outcome here. Like, so good to see TOU in a long list. Like, he has been so overlooked this entire award season. To see his name there, that is very satisfying. But yeah, TOU, so nice to see you in the long list. Whether you can get in, a BAFTA is another question. But yeah, he's a delightful surprise in there. But yeah, we've got all the big players. Bradley Cooper, Cillian Murphy, Colman Domingo, Leonardo DiCaprio, Jeffrey Wright, and Paul Giamatti. Those are like the 6 everyone's like sort of thinking for the Oscars, but who's gonna get in? Seems pretty safe, pretty sensible. The 2 surprises, George Mackay for Femme, and TOU for Past Lives. I'm not sure who else I would have seen in here. There's no Nicolas Cage for Dream Scenario, wasn't expecting that. No Matt Damon for Air, I think that's, just a Globes thing. All right, supporting actress. So again, same as lead actor and actress. In supporting actress, will we have Claire Foy? Let's find out. America Ferrera for Barbie. Oh, that's lovely. Okay, good to see that. Cara Jade Myers for Killing... Ooh! Curveball! Cara Jade Myers for Killers of the Flower Moon. Again, not seen her anywhere. Underrated performance, but in the long list of BAFTA. Claire Foy for Oliver Strangers. Danielle Brooks for The Color Purple. Divine Joy Randall for The Holdovers. Emily Blunt for Oppenheimer. Jodie Foster for Naiad. Julianne Moore for May December. Interesting. Julianne Moore, she got in, but not Natalie Portman in lead actress. Rosamund Pike for Saltburn. And Sandra Hüller for The Zone of Interest. Oh, wow! So she's up for the long list in both actress and lead actress. Awesome. Good for Sandra Hüller. 2023 was certainly the year for Sandra Hüller. I'm pretty happy with that lineup. Like, America Ferrera's in there. Like, she missed at the Golden Globes, but it's nice to see she got in here. Claire Foy, obviously, happy to see her in here. Thought All the Strangers was going to get the love. And yeah, you got the two it's between right now in the Oscars races, Divine Joy Randolph and Danielle Brooks. So yeah, they're here. They're probably both getting nominated. But yeah, I'm happy with that lineup. Are we missing anybody? Nobody's coming to mind of who's absent here, but maybe there is someone. Okay, so next up we have Best Supporting Actor. So in the final 10 we have Anthony Hopkins for One Life. What? Is he a supporting performance in that? What? Really? Okay. Yeah, sorry, I guess I pegged Anthony Hopkins as the lead in One Life. He very much felt like the lead character, but I guess the flashbacks to the past, there's more focus on the actor who plays the younger version of him. Forget his name, sorry. But yeah, Anthony Hopkins in One Life. Okay. Yeah, work. Good for Anthony Hopkins. Who doesn't love a bit of Anthony Hopkins? Okay, so Ben Whishaw for Passages, Dominic Sessa for The Holdovers, Jacob Elordi for Saltburn. Interesting. Jacob Elordi got in. Okay. I thought if it was going to get anywhere, it'd probably be for Priscilla, but no, they've gone with Saltburn. British film, I guess. Jamie Bell for All of Us Strangers, Mark Ruffalo, Poor Things, Paul Mescal. I was right. All 4 of the acting performances and All the Strangers got in at the BAFTAs. I knew it was going to happen. So chuffed with that. I called it the minute I saw the film. Paul Mescal, All the Strangers, Robert De Niro for The Kills of the Flower Moon, Robert Downey Jr. for Oppenheimer, and Ryan Gosling for Barbie. Yep, all the R's are at the bottom. So yeah, Ryan Gosling, Robert Downey Jr., Robert De Niro, and the 2 Poor Things boys. Wait. No, there's no Willem Dafoe. That's interesting, but Dominic Sessa's here. No! Oh, do you know who else is missing? Charles Melton. May December, not here. What? Oh, whoa. Okay, pause. That's crazy. Charles Melton and Willem Dafoe, the 2 that were sort of like on the peripheries for the Oscar nom, aren't here. Interesting. I still think they both have a good, reasonable chance of getting in at the Oscars as well, because like sometimes you do see a miss that just doesn't show, doesn't show up at the BAFTAs but does get in at the Oscars. Like Stephanie Hsu last year wasn't even longlisted here, and she got in at the Oscars, and everyone was kind of shocked by that. I think Charles Melton will probably have enough passion as well to secure him to get the BAFTA nom. Sorry, the Oscar nom. He didn't get the BAFTA long list nom. So yeah, that's kind of a shocker. We did get 2 nominations for All of the Strangers as I anticipated, but I am happy to see Dominic Sessa here for The Holdovers. Ben Whishaw for Passages makes sense. Not seen the film, but it does make sense. Anthony Hopkins is a question mark. And Jacob Elordi for Saltburn is the real head scratcher there. Not that I disagree with the nomination. I think it's great. Like, it's a great performance. That accent of his is so pitch perfect, for an Aussie as well. It's very well done. So yeah, Dominic Sessa, Jacob Elordi and Barry Keoghan and Rosamund Pike all representing Saltburn for acting nominations. Interestingly, supporting actor was a little surprising in a sense, because we were missing two notable people there. We've known Charles Melton or Willem Dafoe. Sterling K. Brown, he's not here either for American Fiction. Kind of strange. Sterling K. Brown hasn't been placing as many places as we thought he might. We thought he could be a late surge surprise, but it's not really been happening for him. But yeah, I still think there's room for Willem Dafoe and Charles Melton to make a comeback into the both SAG and Oscars, but we'll see. Okay, so casting. So we've got 10 in this list, and a jury will select the 5 for best casting. So All of Us Strangers, yes. Anatomy of a Fall, yes. Barbie, yes. The Holdovers, How to Have Sex, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Oppenheimer, Saltburn, and Scrapper. Nice! I'm really surprised The Color Purple didn't get nominated here because, yes, it's not getting nominated in a lot of other places, like below the line categories, but you know, the one thing that everyone seems to agree on with The Color Purple is that the performances are like top caliber, and you'd think they'd want to honor the casting because they have nominated Fantasia Barrino and Danielle Brooks for the actress and supporting actress long list. Obviously, they're not nominated yet, but they're in the long list. But yeah, The Color Purple is not here, which doesn't bode well. Maybe it's not as strong as we think. Maybe it's not getting into SAG Ensemble, the nominations either. So yeah, it's tough to see. All right, cinematography. So 10 films advanced to this category, and then members of the cinematography chapter vote to determine the long list of nominations. Cool. So we've got Barbie, The Creator, Ferrari, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Saltburn, and The Zone of Interest. Okay. Nice to see The Creator get a mention here, that's lovely. I mean, Rodrigo Prieto's in here twice for Barbie and Killers of the Flower Moon, so good for him. Don't know if he'll get the double nomination, but he's in here twice, so good for him. Maestro obviously makes a lot of sense as well for Libetech. And I'm so glad to see Linus Sandgren is in the long list for Saltburn. Like, say what you will about Saltburn, there's not a single frame of that movie that isn't just exquisite, and a part of that is down to Linus Sandgren's just absolutely immaculate cinematography. And also The Zone of Interest is a cool pick to see in here as well. It wouldn't surprise me if our nominees at the Oscars is made up of this combination of 10. All right, so costume design. So 10 films advanced this one, and then they whittle it down. So in the 10, we've got Asteroid City, Barbie, Ferrari, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Saltburn, and Wonka. Yeah, that all makes sense. I mean, this is the Barbie versus Poor Things showdown, but it's hard to tell who's gonna win that. That 10 makes a lot of sense to me. I can't think of anything that's really missing. Editing. So we got in our 10, All of Us Strangers, Anatomy of a Fall, Barbie, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. Okay, go BAFTA, that's interesting. Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Saltburn, and The Zone of Interest. Yeah. That's a solid 10. Glad to see All of Us Strangers in here. Anatomy of a Fall. I mean, this is gonna go to Oppenheimer most likely. But yeah, everything is in there that I wanted it to be, which is good. The only thing that's kind of missing is Past Lives, but I guess that's not the most showiest display of editing. It's quite subtle, really, but I think it is well done, the editing in Past Lives. That seems pretty good to me. Makeup and hair. So we've got Barbie, Ferrari, Golda, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Priscilla, and Wonka. Yeah, no big omissions there. But yeah, that all makes sense. I'm actually happy to see Barbie in here. Barbie's not eligible at the Oscars, but I think the hair and makeup, like the wigs in Barbie are fantastic. I'm surprised it's not eligible for the Oscars. Yeah, also Oppenheimer got in here. Some of you might go, really, hair and makeup? But yeah, they do gradually age Cillian Murphy as Oppenheimer, and it is done pretty well, and they do like the prosthetics. Best original score. So in this we've got American Fiction, Barbie, Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny. Okay, yes, I guess we'll just give John Williams a nod because he's John Williams. Okay, no offense, I love him, but yeah, Indiana Jones, really? Okay. Killers of the Flower Moon, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Saltburn, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, nice, and Wonka. Oh, what are we missing there? Oh yeah, again, Past Lives isn't here. All of Us Strangers, but to be fair, the music's more soundtrack based than it is score based. But generally that looks pretty good to me. Production design. Okay, so our 10 in the long list are Asteroid City, Barbie, Ferrari, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Napoleon, Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Wonka, and The Zone of Interest. Interesting, Saltburn didn't get in here when Saltburn plays such a large part of the story, and I thought it was very well designed, both internally and externally. Very gothic, but also just lovely to explore with your eyes as like Barry Keoghan's taken on a tour by Jacob Elordi. Like, it's fun to look around and see what they did with it. But yeah, it's not here. That is a little bit of a shame. Ferrari got in here. That's one where I'm like, okay, I don't really remember the production design, but okay. Napoleon, I mean, they had some amazing sets in Napoleon, so that's actually kind of cool to see. I know not a lot of people love Napoleon, but there's certain aspects of it which are just incredibly well done. And production design is one of them. Also, the Zone of Interest doesn't really surprise me making the long list. Like, the attention to detail in the house is apparent, and also outside as well. Again, it is beautiful despite it being right next to Auschwitz, but yeah, that setting really plays a big part on how you're supposed to feel about the film. So yeah, the production design in the Zone of Interest is great. Okay, so visual effects. Okay, so I think Oppenheimer is eligible here, but they're not eligible at the Oscars. So let's see if Oppenheimer gets in here. So we've got Barbie, the creator, yes, want to see that. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, yeah. Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, okay. Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, Napoleon, Oppenheimer did get in here, yeah, okay, so cool, it's in there. Poor Things, Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, nice, and Wonka. Okay, cool. Oppenheimer, even though there's no actual visual effect shots in it, it's in here, but yeah, I mean, I guess you can still classify practical effects as effects, so I think it's still fine. But it'll be interesting to see if Oppenheimer does win this award, because it would just like throw everyone's Oscar predictions out of whack. I hope it's the creator. That's the one I'd love to see win the most, because like the effects on the little girl's head in that they're seamless. It's very like Ex Machina in that sense, like just incredibly well done. Sound. Okay, so I mean it's going to Oppenheimer, but let's see who else got in here. Barbie, Ferrari, Killers of the Flower Moon, Maestro, Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1, Napoleon, yep, big battles and booms, makes sense. Oppenheimer, Poor Things, Wonka, and The Zone of Interest. Yes, I'm so hoping The Zone of Interest gets into sound, because yeah, the sound in Zone of Interest is more impactful to me than the actual score and stuff. Like, the sound is what really gets under your skin in this movie. So yeah, I absolutely adore that The Zone of Interest is here. I hope it gets the nom for BAFTA. I hope it gets the nom at the Oscars as well. British short animation. I actually need to start watching a bunch of these. It's one of those things that just hasn't been a priority for me, but I'll get around to watching them. So we've got Crab Day, Sweet Like Lemons, The Smeds and the Smoos, The Visible Mending, Wild Summon, World to Rome. Okay, cool. Haven't seen a single one of those, so yeah, I can't really give you my 2 cents on who I think's gonna get in there. And then British short film. Again, I don't know if I've seen any of these, but I'll let you know. Okay, so we've got Essex Girls, Festival of Slaps, Finding Allah, Gorka, Jellyfish and Lobster, Jill Uncredited, Mighty Penguins, The One Note Man, Such a Lovely Day, and Yellow. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I haven't seen any of those either, so yeah, I have got some homework to do. But we are done now. We've gone through all the categories, guys, and yeah, giving you my 2 cents on what I think it means for the Oscars. In terms of the tallies, what's great is Barbie, Oppenheimer, and Killers of the Flower Moon all got 15 mentions here. Who will end up getting the most actual nominations? That remains to be seen, but my God, 15 mentions apiece is incredible. And then Poor Things came in second with 14 nominations, so it's just one behind all those. And then Maestro got 12 longlist mentions. Saltburn got 11. No, yeah, I told you Saltburn was one to keep an eye out for the BAFTAs. And then Zone of Interest and All the Strangers both got 10 each. Out of all those that I just mentioned though, I feel the ones that will struggle to do as well at the Oscars will be Saltburn and All of Us Strangers. But yeah, if All of Us Strangers, just had a lot of love at the BAFTAs, then maybe there's hope that it could just squeeze in the Best Picture at the Oscars, but I don't want to give myself false hope because I love that movie so much, and I see the love for it at BAFTA, thinking, oh, maybe it'll surprise at the Oscars, but yeah, I feel like I'm deluding myself a little bit because it just doesn't really feel like an Oscars, type movie that they would really champion. But God, I would just love to see it happen. Oh, TOU and Cara Jade Myers, those are like the two acting nominations I'm happy to see got through. Again, it didn't happen for Milo Mercado Garner. It's just not happening this year for him for Anatomy of a Fall. I was hoping he would make the list for supporting actor, but yeah, he didn't get in. Same as Willem Dafoe and Charles Melton, but those were more shocking than Milo Mercado Garner. But nice to see Dominic Sessa get in for the Holdovers. Will he get the nom? We'll wait and see. But yeah, I think we're done, guys. Those were my reactions and discussions of the BAFTA Longlist. Do let me know in the comment section down below who are you anticipating might get in for the actual BAFTA nominations. I will be doing a BAFTA predictions video and a BAFTA reactions live stream when that all goes down. So yeah, if you guys haven't done so already, do click subscribe for more award season content. And if you guys enjoyed the video, help me out with a little thumbs up button. And yeah, thanks as always for watching, guys. For more things related to movies, TV, the Oscars, and popcorn culture, I'm Luke Harefield, and I'll see you next time.